and welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Kansas City Chiefs episode. As you can tell, I'm very thrilled about it. We'll be talking about the Chiefs 7-on-7 team today, which unfortunately will probably be pretty good. But that being said, all five of us are here, and all five of us are on time. Small miracles, everybody. Small miracles.
It's the little things.
With that being said, let's get started. Drew, who is your Chiefs quarterback?
Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately.
Lenny Dawson. Yeah. I said Patrick
I
Mahomes.
thought about it.
I did too.
No.
I thought about it. But
This
it's
time we're
Mahomes.
recording another football franchise one. He's done enough at this point in time to be their quarterback.
It's Mahomes.
Yeah. He's a six-time Pro Bowler. He's been all pro, I think, three or four times, I think. He's won 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 regular MVPs, an Offensive Player of the Year. His career completion percentage with the Chiefs is 66. He's thrown for over 3,200 yards, 245 touchdowns. He's only thrown 74 interceptions for his career. He's led the league in touchdowns multiple times. He's had 2 5,000-yard seasons. We've all seen him play. We all know at this point. Obviously, he's still playing and still good. But yeah, he's obviously their quarterback.
Did you guys know he's the all-time leader in yards a game?
I mean, honestly, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I read some really shocking stuff about Josh Allen today. Well, it's really, really off topic. But like by the numbers, he's the greatest postseason quarterback in NFL history.
Oh yeah, he's got
It's,
some
like,
crazy.
shocking.
Well, those losses to the Chiefs have never been his fault. It's not like he's
No.
gone out and lost them.
No, he's always played well.
Like it's nuts. Hang on. I'll make this quick, then we can move on. Josh Allen is the all-time playoff leader in interception rate, touchdown to interception ratio, total yards per game, total touchdowns per game, and is the only player in NFL history to average 250 passing yards per game and 50 rushing yards per game in playoff history. And he has the most total touchdowns in a player's first 7 seasons in NFL history and 3 postseasons with having at least 6 total touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And he has a winning record in the postseason and has like 33 total touchdowns to only 5 or 6 turnovers.
Could you send me that?
Yeah, I will.
Thank
While Lamar Jackson has 13 touchdowns to 11 turnovers and has a losing record, but he's supposed to be better than Josh Allen. But, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Fuck that.
LeBron just tipped it in, Ray.
Well,
That's my man on the Lakers
we're
right
gonna
there.
get instant replay here.
you. All right, well, not Uncle Doug. Wade, where are you? Sorry. Do you have a skill position player for us?
Well, I have Mahomes' running mate, Travis Kelce.
I do.
Yep.
as well.
Yep, I do as well.
Unfortunately, if you're a Chiefs fan or not, he has asserted himself as one of the greatest, probably top 2 or 3 pass-catching tight ends to ever play football.
I think all of us agree he's top 5 tight end.
Yeah.
So
And the other greatest tight end ever is also on this franchise.
yeah, he's got.
But yeah, for his career, he has just over 1,000 receptions, over 12,000 yards, and 77 career touchdowns for his career, and obviously with the Chiefs, all 3 are franchise records. He just passed Tony Gonzalez for the touchdown record this past season. I think he's the only tight end ever to have I think it's 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons or something like that. Yeah, when it comes to pass catching in the tight end position, he's one of the all-time greats.
Yeah. And Uncle Doug, do you have somebody for us?
Tyreek Hill.
I also have Tyreek Hill,
I have Tyreek as well.
which maxes him out, by the way, guys.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
true.
think about him being on Miami.
I mean, he's only played for 2 teams, so
Yeah, so we're okay.
we're fine.
Well, let's see. 5 All-Pros, 8 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champ, all 2010 team, 6 years with KC. In those 6 years, 479 catches for 6,630 yards. Means he's averaging over 1,000 yards a season. He had seasons with Kansas City. His first year was just 593. Then it was 1183, 1479, 860, and then 1276 and 1239 in Kansas City. He's got 13.8 yards per catch, 56 touchdowns. Yeah, he's just pretty good.
Yeah, no joke. All right, Ray, you got somebody for us?
Yeah, I went with the Hall of Famer, Tony Gonzalez.
Yep.
I did as well.
Yep, I have Tony as well.
Yeah. Tell us a
Everybody
little-
got him?
Yeah. And he's now maxed out, by the way.
14 Pro Bowls, 6 All-Pros, Hall of Fame All-2000s team, 12 years in Kansas City, 10,940 yards, 11.9 yards per reception, 76 touchdowns. I don't know. He got any rushing yards?
Rushing yards. Yeah. Looks like he's got 9. No, that was his long. Sorry. He's got 14.
14. Yeah, that dude was a fucking beast.
Indeed. All right. Well, that brings me up. And I think these 5s may be over. But I went with Dwayne Bowe.
I did as well.
I did too.
So did I.
No shit.
Yep.
Oh, unanimous.
Loved old Dwayne Bowe back on Madden 13.
He was a beast.
He had a couple of nice years.
He was a very big physical receiver at 6'2", 220. Did lead the league in touchdowns one year with 15. Made a Pro Bowl and All-Pro. Played 8 years in Kansas City. A little over 7,000 yards and 44 touchdowns in that time. And he had 16 rushing yards, right?
Awesome.
So, yeah. Dwayne Bowe. That's 5 straight. 5 straight unanimous.
Yeah, no pressure, Drew.
Yeah.
Oh, I already have an idea. I'm going to screw it up. That's fine.
Well, let's see what you do here.
I went with old Priest Holmes.
So did I.
Yep.
Nope, sorry.
Well, he was obviously a monster running the ball.
He was, indeed.
But he could catch the ball as well. He had 3 straight seasons of over 600 yards in Kansas City. And the other one, his streak kind of stopped because he got hurt during that one year. But I think that's what the modern day Chiefs are missing, are an explosive, elusive back like this. They get by with it now because they have good players in the other spots, but just adding a heavy, like just a big explosive running back like this out of the backfield, I think would make them even better than what they already are. I mean, they get by with Pacheco. They keep saying he was drafted in the 7th round and all this stuff. Like, they make these 7th round running backs look like Pro Bowl, All-Pro running backs. Like, it really doesn't matter. They have old Kareem Hunt banging back there for this last playoff run. He did just fine. He did. He
Like,
was fine. I would say they don't need world beaters, but like in this, if you give them someone with this much talent, I think it's gonna be good. So
Yeah.
I went Priest Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Killing me. All right. Well, Wade, you got another guy for us?
I have one guy left. I kind of was looking at some different like receivers and stuff, but I don't know. None really blew me out of the water too much. So I actually went with one more running back. I went with Jamal Charles.
I did as
I did
well.
as well.
I did as well. I thought the same thing. Wade, I was
with you.
like, "There's not another running back
But Jamal
or
Charles
another receiver."
was one of the most elusive runners of the football in the league when I was growing up. He's actually one of the all-time leaders in yards per carry ever. He's like top 3. He might be number 1. I can't remember. And he could catch when he was healthy. He caught the ball too. And He had a year with 70 receptions and just under 700 yards receiving, with 7 receiving touchdowns that year as well.
That-
He had almost 300 career receptions with the Chiefs. For his career, he does have over 300 career receptions. The only thing that stopped Jamal Charles was injuries. He was only able to start 69 games in his career.
I remember that era of like running backs, like Jamal Charles and Matt Forte.
Yeah, and their biggest problems were usually injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was healthy for over like a 5-6 year span, he was always one of the top guys,
Well, I mean,
rushing and receiving.
you think about this. There was like a long stretch there where the Chiefs either had Priest Holmes, Jamal Charles, or Larry Johnson. They all had dominant years, and then all had injury problems and couldn't keep it together.
Larry
Like-
Johnson, I think, they rode the shit out of Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson, like just pounding the ball. And then Jamal Charles was more of like an all around guy that did like I mean he ran the ball plenty, but he was more of like a spread it out kind of guy. I think one year Larry Johnson set like maybe like an all time record for carries. He had like over 400 carries like once or twice or something like that. Like, and Priest Holmes had like 3 seasons where he was putting up like all time great numbers and stuff. It was like Jamal Charles' most carries in a season is 285. I think Larry Johnson broke 400 once.
Hold on. You keep saying Larry Johnson, which is the basketball player.
Oh,
What is the Johnson's first name?
hang on. What is it? I can pull it up.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe they are both Larry Johnson because I got Larry Johnson come up on Football Reference. Hold on.
Yeah, I got Larry Johnson right here.
Yeah, he made all pro. Yeah, this is the same guy. Yeah, they both are Larry Johnson. Sorry.
Yeah, one year he ran the ball 416 times.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
That is.
And the year before that, he ran it 336.
Man, probably didn't have a long career.
No, his career was almost over after that. After those 2 seasons.
I'll say that would do it.
He had 2 straight 1,700-yard seasons. Never had another 1,000-yard season ever again. His career was over like 3 years later.
Wow.
It's like
Hey,
one of them
the
race
year
horses.
here's the crazy part though. The year he had 416 carries, he also had 41 receptions.
And so he got tackled over 450 times that year. Imagine that. 416 carries is a ton. I don't think running backs nowadays, most of the star running backs get like 220, 230.
Right.
Like you might get a few that actually like don't split time, like Derrick Henry or well Jonathan Taylor when he's healthy doesn't split a lot of time. But there's only 3 or 4 of those guys, and even in the league they don't even split time. Like a lot of the big time guys, and even some of them don't quite get. I don't think touch him close to 400. Some of them don't even get to 300.
Dude, Barkley had a crazy year this year. Went over 2,000 yards. He also, caught 33 balls and everything. He only had 378 touches. Almost 100 less.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was having like an all time great efficient year, so they wanted to keep giving him the ball.
Yeah,
Larry Johnson only averaged 4.3 yards per carry.
yeah.
They just kept plunging his ass up the middle.
That's right. Just keep pounding.
2 1,700-yard seasons, and his career was pretty much over.
Then you got to put Seabiscuit out to pasture.
All right. Well,
Nuts.
I think Wade, Drew, and I are done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Everybody's done.
Yep,
except
I'm
for
done.
Doug.
Uncle Doug's
I
done.
have
Pepper
one
Doug.
left.
Oh, get him.
Now, you guys, you're going to
Uh-oh.
have to listen to this.
Oh
'cause
boy.
I think I'm going to convince you. I think I'm going to get a 1 here.
Okay.
Because this is, I'm not the old guy for nothing.
Well,
Uh,
apparently Alex is the old guy too.
Yeah.
That's an off-camera comment. Have to explain to the audience.
Okay.
It's fine.
The guy I'm talking about is Otis Taylor.
Okay.
I've heard the name.
6'3", 215 pounds.
Hmm.
He played for the Chiefs from 1965 to 1975. He was one of my favorite players when I was a little kid. And 3 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros, Super Bowl champ, 2 AFL championships, and in 1971 he was the UPI AFC MVP. He also had 1 year where he was number 2 in the league MVP voting. Otis had, over his 11 years, had 410 receptions for 7,306 yards. You got to remember, this is back when they weren't all crazy.
60s and 70s.
He averaged 17.8 yards per reception. In 66, he had 58 catches for 1,297 yards, 22.4 yards per catch.
That's nice.
The year that he was number 2 in the MVP voting, he had 57 catches for 1,100 yards, 19.5 yards per catch. He also had a year where he led the league in touchdowns with 11. He had 57 for his career. Otis was just awesome. So anyway, 446 yards his rookie year, then 1,297, then 958, then 420, and 696, 618, then 1,100, then 820, then 500, then 3. Kind of tapered off at the end, and then the last year he just played one game, and that was it. So that's my guy, Otis Taylor.
So he ran a 4.4.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how fast he was.
The Eagles drafted him in the NFL draft, and he decided to go to the AFL.
Right. See, the Chiefs drafted him in the 4th round, but the Eagles didn't draft him to the 15th round. Chiefs probably paid him more money.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess. And he came out of Prairie View A&M, so
Prairie View and
yeah, more of a Midwest guy. But anyway, Otis was pretty impressive.
Is everybody done?
That's everybody.
That's it.
yeah,
8 guys.
That's pretty good.
back-to-back week of it, guys.
So did I convert anybody? Doesn't sound like it.
No, you're good. I'm willing to work with you. I don't know what everybody else wants to do.
Well, it's either Priest Holmes or Otis Taylor. There's no.
Yeah, I mean, that's
We don't.
That's
There's
the
no
wild
options.
one.
No, everyone else is locked in.
Oh,
I mean, we could. I mean, it's
I do understand.
another tall receiver. I don't care what we do.
Ray, what do you think?
I'll convert.
Oh, hey, there we go.
I'll go over to him. We'll be all right. We got another running back.
Whatever.
It's fine. My boy Otis. Sounds like
Just
a
do it. Just do it, Ray.
Sounds like a
Okay.
cow's name.
Sounds like a cow's name.
Old Otis out in the field.
22 yards per catch. I mean,
More
I
like a.
thought you did-
That's
he
more
was
like a.
in the Hall of Fame.
That's more like
with
a
his numbers
farmer's
for
name,
back then.
Drew.
yeah.
What?
That's more like a farmer's name. Oh, there's old Otis out there fucking with his cows again.
Well, that's the offense there with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Tony Gonzalez, Dwayne Bowe, Jamal Charles, and Otis Taylor. And so we will move on to defense, but it appears that we will move on to defense without Wade.
He's gone. He's long gone.
I'm not late, just leaving her.
That's right.
See you, buddy.
Buenas
Wade.
noches, senorita.
And now we're on to defense. So, Drew, who is your first Chiefs defender?
I went with old Marcus Peters.
Yeah, Marcus Peters. I have him too.
I do too.
Marcus Peters was a beast for a while. We're going to see a theme with these Chiefs defensive backs. There for a little bit at the beginning of their careers and then gone. That's what a lot of them did. Well, old Marcus, this is his longest stop. Well, I guess not. He had 3 years of Baltimore. But this is his best and tied for the longest stop. He had 19 interceptions. His first year in the league, he led the league with 8 interceptions. He was All-Pro only 2 years in Kansas City. And 2 of those years, he had the most yards for returns while he was in Kansas City. But he was he was the early lockdown corner. He was there right as they were starting to get good on defense, and then they kind of have this formula of I'm blanking. The formula of drafting a young corner. They've done this 2 or 3 times now. And they're pretty good about it, but
They're very good at developing corners, and you're right. They do.
before that, they don't pay them.
Yeah, they don't pay him. They let him go.
Yeah, or they trade him before one of the two. So, but yeah, I thought Marcus Peters. He was definitely one of their lockdown corners for a while.
Yeah. All right, Uncle Doug, do you have another guy for us?
I do. Albert Lewis.
Yes.
Yep, I have old Albert.
And he's a DB.
Let's see. Albert played DB, right corner, left corner, free safety. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros. He played for 16 years. 11 of those were in Kansas City. He had 38 interceptions during that time. 12 fumble recoveries, including 1 ran back for a touchdown. He had 555 combo tackles. They didn't give us any solo tackles. Looks like 4.5 sacks. 6'2", 196. So, good size for a corner.
Yeah. All right, Ray, you got somebody for us?
I do. He's another defensive back, so I guess I got off the linebackers this week. His name's Kevin Ross.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds like nobody's got him. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He played 11 years in Kansas City from 84 to 93. 30 interceptions, 2 for touchdown, 2 forced fumbles, 12 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown, 4 sacks, and 827 combo tackles. So I say pretty solid career in Kansas City.
All right. Well, I went with somebody, but Uncle Doug, I need you to do some checking here. I went with Tyrann Mathieu.
Ooh.
But did we put him on the Saints and the Cardinals? We haven't done the Cardinals yet, have we?
Cardinals
No, we
yet.
haven't done
All right, so I may have closed. I mean, this may close them out, but so you haven't done the Cardinals yet, so never mind. But I'm pretty sure we put him on the Saints
I think we did.
because it was just a few weeks ago. So,
Well, I put him on the Chiefs.
oh, you got him too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on the Saints.
He only played 3 years in Kansas City, but he had a beastly 3 years. He made All-Pro twice, Pro Bowl twice. In those 3 years, he had 13 picks. He also, in those 3 years in Kansas City, had over 213 tackles. 8 tackles for loss, 6 QB hits, 3 sacks.
He'd come up and hit you.
Yeah, 4 fumble recoveries, 27 pass deflections. He was very, very good. I was glad to see him go to New Orleans and not be on the Chiefs anymore.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, we're back to you, Ray. Or not Ray, sorry, Drew.
Ray panicked. He was like, "What?"
What? I'm not ready.
Well, I went with old L'Jarius Sneed.
I have Snead as well.
Yep.
He's the most recent cornerback to leave Kansas City. Last year he was actually with the Titans, but his first 4 years were with the Chiefs, where he had 10 interceptions. He kind of filtered in as the cornerback for those years, and it looked like they got rid of him when they did, because last year he got hurt and only played like 5 games.
Well, Drew and I tried very hard for this to be maxed out. We tried to put him on Tennessee.
Yeah, I tried to put him on Tennessee. I think he's good. he got hurt this year with Tennessee, but again, another cornerback. Like I said earlier, the Chiefs didn't want to pay him, and they moved on, which it looked like it worked out so far. I mean, it's only been 1 year, but it's that formula that they got to do when you're paying other guys more money. You can't pay everyone.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, apparently it didn't work out because they didn't win the Super Bowl.
yeah, well,
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
All right, Uncle Doug, we're to you, sir.
Okay, well, I'm going to show my age again.
What's my age
Um,
again?
This
What's
is
my age
probably my favorite Chief player of all time.
oh,
And I've actually met him and talked with him. Back when I was a kid, they had the Chiefs came and played basketball against the local teachers,
Really?
and he was one of the guys that came. Buck Buchanan came. I think Otis Taylor may have come. But at the end of the game, everybody was crowded around Buck Buchanan, and I liked this guy, and he was just sitting by himself. And I went over and sat, and we just sat and talked. His name is Emmett Thomas.
Yep, I got him.
Yeah,
me
yeah,
too.
yeah. So I got Emmett.
Oh, cool. Well, I wasn't sure anybody else would have him. 6'2", 192. Played all 13 years with KC, part in the AFL, part in the NFL. 58 interceptions for his career. Ran 5 of them back for touchdowns. 7 fumble recoveries. He had 5 Pro Bowls, a couple All-Pros. And one of the greatest seasons in 1969, he had 9 interceptions, led the league, and then turned around and had 4 interceptions in the playoffs.
Wow.
So,
He also had a 12 interception season in '74.
yeah. I mean, it's just an amazing corner. I mean, for that time period, a corner that's 6'2", 190.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, Ray, you got somebody else for us?
Yeah. Another defensive back. Deron Cherry.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Me too.
Got him.
Okay. 6 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, 1980s, all 80s team, Alan Page Award. All 11 years in Kansas City. 50 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. 14 fumble recoveries. 3.5 sacks and no tackle stats that I can see.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, good job, Ray. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad I learned how to read.
All right. Well, that leads us to me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I went with Eric Berry.
Yep.
I got him
Yep,
too.
that's my last guy.
His career was cut short by cancer?
Well, it was in like the middle of his career. He had it. Well, he played for a little bit. Then he had cancer, and then he came back. Because you can see there's a shortened season. Is that
Yeah.
when he has cancer, and then because he has it for a little while, and then he doesn't come back like halfway through another season or something. Because he comes back and plays for a little while, and he's good. Oh yeah, that is his full year when he's come back Player of the Year.
Comeback Player of the Year, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was a big deal. Like his first game back was a home game, and like they let him be the last one out of the tunnel, and like they went nuts when he came back. Like he
Yeah,
beat
I
cancer and all
remember
this
that.
stuff. And he still played at a high level for a couple years after that. Like,
Yeah.
but I liked Eric Berry.
Yeah. Good safety. And he's got, 5 Pro Bowls and 3 All-Pros. Comeback Player of the Year, like we mentioned earlier. Led the league in pick sixes a couple times. He's in the Hall of Fame all 2010s team, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
So, yeah. That's my list. That's 7 for me.
yep, I'm done as well.
Uncle Doug.
I have one guy left. And, I channeled my inner Ray here. I went with a linebacker.
Okay.
I had to put Derek Thomas on here.
Oh no.
And I know he's only got 1 interception. But Derek Thomas was so good. Obviously Hall of Fame, 9 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros, all 90s team, Defensive Rookie of the Year, UPI Rookie of the Year, Walter Payton Man of the Year, Alan Page Award. Of course, he had a year with 20 sacks, which doesn't really apply to this all that much, but he was my other guy. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Derek Thomas.
I like Derek Thomas, but
I know.
I get it though.
Another career that was cut short.
Yeah. Is he the one that was in a car crash?
Car crash. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Ray, you got anybody left?
Yeah, I got 3.
Holy cow!
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my.
First one's Lloyd Burris, one-time Pro Bowler. He's a defensive back, of course. All 11 years in Kansas City. 22 interceptions, 4 for touchdown, 7 fumble recoveries, 2.5 sacks. Next one is Willie Lanier, 66 to 77, 8 years. Wait, 11 years, 2 different leagues. 27 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 18 fumble recoveries, 4 sacks, and he's a Hall of Famer with 8 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, 1 Super Bowl champ, 1 AFC, and a Walter Payton Award. And Bobby Bell, another oldie, Hall of Famer, 9-time Pro Bowler, 6 All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl, 2 FC champs, Hall of Fame, all 1970s team. All 12 years in Kansas City. 26 interceptions, 6 for TDs, 9 fumble recoveries, 2 for touchdown, and 40 sacks. And he's a linebacker, defensive end.
I say I like Bobby Bell, but
Bobby Bell and Willie Lanier are both really good players.
I think we talked at least one of them, if not both of them, on Kansas City's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, and they both would have played probably with Emmett Thomas and Otis Taylor and
Yeah.
Lenny Dawson and all them.
Yeah,
when
they were
went
on
to
the
Super-
original.
Yeah, they were good. Well, I know that Derek Thomas doesn't belong in 7-on-7. So I will come off him and go to Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay. That works.
Okay. I'll get all my singles out of here. Let's see, I got a bunch. Kevin Ross. I have Peters. Okay. 4 on Peters.
Okay, so Peters is it.
Well, I guess it's all up to me, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's the list right there. I'm not gonna.
All right, so hold on, I'm trying to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Owen, Eric Berry. So yeah, Emmett Thomas, Albert Lewis, Marcus Peters, Ladarius Sneed, Tyrann Mathieu, Darren Cherry, and Eric Berry. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. All right, cool. All right, well,
There's some talent on that defense.
This is a talented team overall.
Yeah.
it is.
Well, the offense too.
yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good team.
2 of the greatest tight ends of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna do some rough housing.
And probably the fastest, most successful receiver of all time. He's probably one of the fastest receivers that's been successful at it, I would say.
Don't leave my boy Deshaun off that.
Yeah.
I know, but to an extent, he'll. You know, I love Deshaun. You know, I like Deshaun Jackson better than Tyreek Hill, but
Yeah.
these guys was. I mean, Worthy's doing okay for them, but like John Ross, some of these other guys that.
So many of the really super speed guys are so slight. Whereas
Yeah.
Tyreek is short, but he's
stockier. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
And so he holds up better than a lot of those really fast guys.
Not only that, but I don't know. There's been so many guys come in the league over the years, like you said, are just super, super fast, but for whatever reason they can't put together. Whether it's health, like Ross, whether it's hands, like Rocket Ishmael,
Yeah.
just couldn't catch, and you're just like, what's the point of being a fast receiver? You can't catch the ball,
Or they're a one-trick pony if you're not on a good team, and
Yeah,
like they want you to be the number one, but all you can do is run deep. Like
yeah,
Tyreek does do deep all the time, but he catches screen passes. He gets lit up from time to time. Some of these guys never did that.
right.
So, but all right, well,
That should wrap up our 7-on-7 portion of this episode and lead us into MVP talk. And this year's MVP talk is 2022, none other than Patrick Mahomes, who received 48 of 50 votes for MVP. He threw for 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, ran for 350 yards and another 4 touchdowns, and caught 1 pass for 6 yards. And also had a tackle.
Hopefully that's not one of his picks.
And tied for second place was Jalen Hurts, who threw for 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 picks, ran for 760 yards, and 13 touchdowns. And also tied for second was Josh Allen, who threw for almost 4,300 yards and 35 touchdowns and 14 picks, and also ran for 760 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Okay.
Joe Burrow threw for almost 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns and 12 picks, ran for 250 yards and 5 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson had 128 catches for 1,809 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Good night.
Wow.
I feel like him and Jamar are always doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Well, there were some pretty amazing stats that year, but I mean,
Yeah, you can't beat 52.
I mean, 5,250 yards and 41 TDs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you know they were like 14-3 or 15-2 or something stupid.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
the Chiefs went 14-3.
you can't really argue it's MVP too much.
The Eagles also went 14-3, and the Bills went 13-3 and won. Or wait, how the hell does that work?
it's the
Oh, it's the game that got canceled.
yeah.
Yeah.
Them and the Bengals were because that's
Oh,
that's why the Chiefs got home field advantage because the Bills and
I forgot.
That's
because the Bills
right.
and the Bengals, whoever won that, would have taken home field from the Chiefs. But that was the big argument was since the game never got finished, the Chiefs don't have another win.
By the way, you were talking about Tyreek Hill and being more of a complete receiver, not just a deep threat. He caught 119 balls for 1,700 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I said this was the year, and I think he played all the games, but he slowed down towards the end of the year. This is when he got out to that. He was on pace for like 2,000 some
Right,
yards. He
yeah.
got out to that hot start, and then Jefferson eventually caught him, so he didn't get the receiving title that year.
Right.
But he still ended up with 1,700 yards.
and Jefferson got Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Beat out Mahomes for that.
Right now, MVP's top quarterback and offensive player of the year is whatever skill guy has the best year. That's what it's
Yeah.
turned into.
Uh-huh.
Right now, it's been either Jamar, Justin with the receivers, or Saquon and Christian McCaffrey for the running backs.
Didn't Derrick Henry win it once, too?
Yeah, he got one. Is it his 2,000-yard season in Tennessee?
It might have been.
That year they made the AFC Championship, I think he got it.
But I think this was fairly obvious. I know it was more of an obvious one, but
This one was closer than the other one.
this
he
one was
had.
closer than the first one he had, and those are the only 2 MVPs in Chiefs history. So we had to decide. We went with this one. So I think that wraps up MVP talk and this episode.
Well, we're at 38 minutes, guys. Do we want to chat about something for like 5 minutes?
We want to let Alex just talk about how the Eagles beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to talk about blowing out the Chiefs. I mean,
Bears taking their All-Pro lineman.
well, let's talk about this for a second, guys. How's everybody's bracket doing?
Oh.
I ain't filling that.
Well, sorry. Go ahead. I was gonna say this after the first 2 days, my bracket looked really fucking good. Second 2 days,
Round of 32 gotcha.
yeah. I mean, it's not destroyed, but it doesn't look great. It's great anymore.
Mine's
I
okay.
went for a few too many upsets, I thought. But I have to give a shout out to your Aunt Brenda.
Oh, yeah. She won.
The first 2 days, Brenda got 29 out of 32 games right.
Wow.
So shout out to Brenda.
Yeah, she locked up our family bracket tournament like the first 2
she-
days.
She just smoked it. I mean,
And all the games on, yeah, it just, there wasn't a chance after that.
she picked a couple of the minor upsets, and then she kind of.
I mean, this was a very chalky year.
Yeah,
I mean, there was only like
yeah, it is.
there was only like 3 or 4 double-digit seeds that made it out of the first 2 days. We haven't seen that in years. I mean, I think one or two double-digit seeds made the Sweet 16, which normally one makes it out, but like normally the round of 32 has a lot. And I think it was 112, 111, 110, 2 9s were the only.
He had what, McNeese State or whatever. You had
McNeese.
Colorado State.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2 12s.
Drake beat Mississippi.
Drake.
Was the 11. Arkansas is 10. They're
Creighton.
still in.
Yeah, Arkansas.
Yeah,
Creighton.
Creighton was a 9, which I thought
Yeah.
I picked them to beat Louisville anyway.
Yeah,
I did too. Yeah.
I thought they
So
were good.
what happened to UConn?
They got beat.
They lost to Florida barely.
Yeah, they lost over in the
It was
next
just
round.
Oh,
Yeah. Florida got them, but it's pretty
That was
chalky.
actually a pretty good game.
It was a very
Yeah.
good game.
I thought UConn was going to beat them. Like, oh boy.
Yeah. And we've only had one buzzer beater this tournament so far.
Yeah, it was in
there
the play.
hasn't been a lot of
Oh, yeah,
last second.
Did you see the team they did it to? Oh, I mean, I guess in the actual tournament, it's the Maryland guy who traveled.
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
Dad's been ranting about this every time it comes up.
I was watching that game when it happened. I was like, oh, good for him. Like, whatever. Like,
I was like, again, it's Maryland, Colorado State. I don't care.
yeah.
My bracket's done already. It doesn't.
so who's the top teams left going?
Well, all the 1 seeds are still left.
Yeah, all the
And
ones.
all the 2 seeds are left too, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Which unfortunately, Ray, Duke looks the best out of everyone. They
Yeah.
have like the highest win. Like, I'm trying to think of the exact stat name for like their win by so many. It's winning by so many points in their first game. I can't think of the stats.
no,
One
that's
spread.
That's the
Yeah.
team with Cooper Flag, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's
And
playing.
He is good.
He's playing. He's
He
back
really
from his
is.
ankle injury, but like they've won both their games by like 30.
Oh wow.
And the
Okay.
first one was like by 40. Like it's bad. Like they're
I think-
rolling.
I think if anybody beats Duke, it'll be Houston. I don't think anybody else has the dogs to do it.
Yeah.
They'll see each other in the Final Four. They're on the same side.
Yeah.
So
I
think Alabama's on their side, which Alabama can score with them, but they can't play defense.
yeah.
That game will be like 100 something to like 90.
yeah.
Yeah, I had really high hopes for Alabama and Auburn both, but they haven't looked as great.
They haven't
Auburn
looked as
doesn't
good.
look great.
Yeah.
Alabama's scoring, like I said, they scoring the ball, but both their games were like 90 something to 85. Like with their 15 seed, they only won like 91 to 81. Really?
Yeah.
You let the 15 seed score 81 points on you? Like
Yeah. Evan picked Tennessee to win.
Hmm.
they got a big game with Kentucky. I want to watch
Right.
that.
I want to
yeah.
see that.
That
That
one-
should be a good
that
game.
that'll be a good game. I want to watch that.
Yeah.
So who do you guys got winning the whole thing?
I picked Florida,
I picked Florida.
I picked Alabama.
which I felt good about Florida after the first game, but I mean I know UConn's good. They were probably the best
Well,
8 seed, but
Florida may have the best point guard in the tournament.
yeah, Clayton's good.
That Clayton is really good, and a lot of times in the tournament, guards carry the day. So
Yeah. You got to keep your team calm and set it and get them in
And
their
at-
sets and everything.
And at the end of the game, they gave him the ball a couple times, and he scored, and then that ended up being the difference. He made free throws, and
yeah, I mean, in the moment, he stepped up and did it.
yeah, when they needed
Yeah.
him.
I did get an interesting take this week from some talk radio I was listening to, talking about the NCAA college teams and how the transfer portal and NIL has changed. They had this dad on whose son is D1 talent, but he's not getting any offers because the D1 schools, they're all holding back their last couple scholarships for transfer portals.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so you're seeing more and more top quality high school kids going to mid majors.
Yeah,
So the mid majors may get better and better, but then these kids are proving themselves at the mid major and then transferring to the D1
it's wild.
after a year or two.
I hate to bring this up, Deb, but Drake this year they had a coaching change, and their coach brought up a bunch of D2 kids
Right.
to a mid major, and then they ended up winning a game.
Yeah.
And they had a close game with Texas Tech, but like you're seeing that, and then now he just left again, so Drake has got to fill the head coaching spot again. Like they're just slowly moving around.
Well, and we were just talking about the Clayton kid from Florida. He went to Florida from Iona. And there's a couple other stars that have really shined this weekend that just transferred into their colleges from mid-majors, smaller schools, because they weren't getting the looks straight out of high school.
Well, I saw this graphic. I pulled it up on my phone. It's the starting 5 for all the Sweet 16 teams. Only one of them has all 5 kids have been there the whole time. The rest of them, there's 1, two fours, and then the rest there's 2 threes, and then the rest are just everywhere. Purdue's the only one with all of them, and Michigan State has 4. But then, like, the top teams, Duke has a 4. But, like, Auburn, they only have 1 kid. The rest have all come from different schools here. I'll show Alex. Like, I don't know if you saw this, Alex. But, like, it's just all these Sweet 16 teams, they have multiple kids. Some of these teams, they've all 5 in different places.
Yeah.
Like, this is, like, I saw this, like, this is wild.
Yeah, the transfer portal is really changed.
Like, they're just, like, here, Auburn, for example, I think it's Auburn, Morehead State, which that's where their Janiah Broome came from, who might be player of the year.
Right.
Him or Cooper Flagg. And then I think it's, DeCenzo? Is that how you say it? They've been in the tournament. I think Georgia Tech, and I think that's Grambling. I mean, I think this is Ole Miss team, that kid from St. Petersburg, Virginia Tech. One kid's been at Ole Miss, Louisville, and Vanderbilt. I mean, they're just all over.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Well, and also this week, a D1 school downgraded themselves to D3.
It's the team that made the tournament.
What?
Well, a team that made the tournament said they just can't keep up with NIL and the changing process. They're going to D3.
They can't
Hey,
keep
I
up.
don't blame them.
They don't have the-
fuck that paying them players shit.
They don't have the money to, and they're like, they can't, but they just made the NCAA tournament. It's like, they have the talent, but, like,
They can't keep it.
Yeah.
They can't pay them. So
You know what? Screw it. They don't. I mean, they're not that good of players to be paying them anyway.
you know, I think that the NIL came in totally uncontrolled. And
Yes.
just kind of went nuts, and they need to get it under control. I mean, players deserve to have some money, but you've got to control it, and it's got to. It's complicated.
Not some of these mid-majors, kids on the bench should be getting NIL money. Like, I think it's a cool story. This McNeese manager or whatever got an NIL deal with Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, it's cool and all, but a manager for a mid-major team should not be getting NIL money.
Hey, I was listening to some coaches this week talk about the NIL and the transfer portal stuff, and they said that now, even in conference games, all the assistant coaches are at the end of the handshake line, and their job is to, at the end of the handshake line, recruit the top players from the other team to transfer to their team.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
I'm sure.
you know how spring games used to be a big deal in football, and they'd have them all on. They'd be on ESPN and stuff. A lot of the schools are not having them, or they're not televising them because they don't want other schools to see how good their freshmen and young players are, because they'll poach them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure those big handshake, that's the game where it's a free-for-all. I bet there's 2 or 3 coaches on staff. Their job is to go and recruit.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way it's not.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not have a couple guys on staff? Especially if it's a home game. You can have them just come down out of the stands afterwards and just start when you're shaking hands. Because it's a free-for-all after football. At least basketball, it's kind of contained. Football, it's a free-for-all out there. Like, yeah.
Well, and that's what this talk radio I was listening to was saying about the recruiting thing is, why go all over the country to every little podunk town high school basketball game to watch these kids? Just watch the mid-majors in the tournament and go get the guys.
Yeah.
Well, to change the topic on you guys a little bit, I think, if anything, Cooper Flagg has proven that he is the prospect people thought he was.
I think so.
I think he's going to be a hell of a pro. But I'll be honest with you, just as a basketball fan, I don't want him to end up on any of these teams that are losing right now.
No.
I mean, Charlotte, Utah, and Washington.
Washington.
I mean,
Well, he's not Washington. The other 2 at least have.
Washington and Charlotte are Charlotte has some talent there right now, but they're both such shit-run franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I feel bad for him.
It's like-
that's probably where he's going to
Because, like, even though he goes to Duke, I like Cooper Flagg. That's not normally a sentence you're saying. It's that
Yeah.
you're like a white boy from Duke. Normally, they're not like that.
Right.
But I
yeah.
like him.
Oh, I do too.
I don't.
Like, I'm not trying to be like, it pisses me off when it happens to my team, so I don't really wish it upon these teams necessarily. But part of me kind of hopes that one of the teams that's a little bit lower down that has a better franchise like jumps in the lottery.
Yeah.
So like he can go to a place where we can all watch him play and like he might be successful,
Right.
not be in fucking basketball purgatory.
Well, maybe San Antonio would drop low enough, and maybe they can swoop him up, and
They're
then
starting to.
him and Wembyama can.
They got
play.
Fox now, so.
Well, the problem is San Antonio has almost twice as many wins as Utah
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Wow.
and Washington both.
I'm trying to think of someone decent that's not total.
I know.
That's
Because Washington's got Jordan Poole, and he's a corrupt.
I mean, what if he ended up in Philly?
oh
God.
Oh no, he doesn't need to be around those.
That's
five.
another trash. That's another trash compactor there.
Man.
That's the way.
That's where they're
Maybe Dallas will draft and they can get their new franchise player. They need it.
Yeah, yeah. Philly.
No, they don't deserve it though. Fuck. I mean, I feel sorry for the fans, but fuck Dallas's franchise. Like, you don't get Luka Doncic and then do that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't deserve to draft another one. Fuck you.
Well, then what's going to happen to he and AD both wanting to play power forward?
If I was Jason
AD
Kidd,
will be mad again because he's having to play a power forward or wanting him to play center.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be
he'd
power.
be hurt, so Cooper Flag had to play.
Yeah.
I mean, New Orleans is the only other team that's really down there in losses.
Mm.
I mean, maybe they could pull off a trade and
Maybe
get
someone
rid
will
of get
trade.
rid of fucking Zion. Maybe pull off a 1-seed
Maybe
trade.
someone will trade for the first pick. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I'm with you, Alex. I don't want him to get one of these bad, mishandled franchises that have been like this forever. Like the Wizards haven't went anywhere in years.
Oh.
Like they haven't even tried.
No.
They're in the wrong city. They need to move somewhere else.
They do.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about their attendance and everything. But at the same time, can you blame the fans of Washington for not attending? They haven't been good in a decade, and
No.
and
Haven't
when
even
they were
close.
and when they were good before that, it was like for 2 years they made a first round exit and a second round exit. It's not like they were like contenders.
Right.
Yeah.
They really haven't been good since Wes Unseld.
Yeah, the 70s is the last time
Right.
they were really
I mean,
good.
truthfully,
Good
that's
for
the last
us.
time
They
they
were
were
the
really
ones.
good. You know.
Yeah, they had a couple good years with John Wall and young Bradley Beal, but after that, no.
Yeah, and they had what 1 or 2 good years with Gilbert Arenas and Antoine Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
thing. They had like a baby stretch, and that's it.
Yeah, and then in the 90s they made a playoff run with
Weber and,
Weber and Rod Strickland.
and Calvert Cheney.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a trivia question for you guys.
Okay.
By the way, I kind of miss trivia on the pod. But by the way, I thought about this the other day. If we ever go back to trivia, I think we should do jersey bets where the 4 losers have to buy whoever wins trivia a jersey of their choosing.
I don't want in that
Why not?
because I lose every time. Right?
Well, I mean, read some books. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, here's a question for you. When was the last time UNC produced an NBA player that made an all-star team?
The last University of North Carolina All-Star.
Carolina. Thinking about it in my head. While we're thinking, Alex, I'll give you a tangent to talk about. Dad told me you're not a big Caleb Love guy.
I'm not a Caleb Love guy.
Yeah, we watched him play for Arizona the other night.
Fucking ball hogging, chucking motherfucker.
But I
That's
tell ya-
exactly what
Oh,
Dad
man.
said.
That's exactly what I told him to say.
I figure I'll give you a chance to tangent about that. What we think
Oh
about.
man, he used to piss me off. I used to hate watching him.
But then he'd make a stupid shot.
Oh, that's the worst part. It's like Russell Westbrook. Then he makes one, and now he thinks he's gonna keep shooting.
Yeah.
Off topic, I thought it was funny. Russell Westbrook's to make him 20th or whatever on the scoring list was a logo 3. I was like, that's like the last Russell Westbrook shot I would think of.
Right.
I'm gonna say Antoine Jameson.
Antoine Jameson, good guess, good guess. Anybody else have any guesses?
Just an all-star team, right?
Just an all-star team, yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna go with Vince Carter.
Oh, that's a good one.
I thought about Vince. But that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but I'm sure he got some later in his career.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some weird one in there.
I mean, Vince was drafted in what? 98?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like
but if
that.
he's an honorary one there at the end of his career, that's like 2019.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that might be the answer.
who's the guy that now I think he coaches for Dallas now?
Their head coach?
No.
I was
he's
about to
an
say that's
assistant.
Jason Kidd.
He was a shooting guard. You can just see his face, but I can't think of his name.
Sam Cassell, is he down there?
No,
I think Sam Cassell coaches the Clippers.
Oh,
I don't remember. Yeah, I'll go with Antoine.
Well, everybody in the room is correct because it's both of them.
Oh, okay.
They have not put an All-Star in the NBA since 1998.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, that is insane.
That's why just how much talent and stuff they have.
I mean, you think about it. They've won, like, what, 3 or 4 championships since then?
Right.
yeah.
But, like, Sean May didn't do anything in the NBA. Rashad McCants got blackballed out of the NBA.
Right.
Felton had a nice NBA career, like 10, 11-year career, but wasn't near an All-Star. Didn't even
No.
start half his career. And then you go to the other guys. McCants,
Right.
or I just said McCants.
Hansborough probably.
Hansborough did
Oh,
just
yeah,
a
right,
very
right.
short NBA career. And then he played with Wayne Ellington, who just
Right.
had another short journeyman career. And I said Lawson, he had like a 10-year career, but nothing special. You had Marvin Williams, who had like a 15, 16-year career, but he was like a sixth man and stuff like that. You have Harrison Barnes, who's had a
Yeah.
nice long career,
yeah.
won a championship, or like maybe 2 championships. Was it 1 or 2? He
I
won
think it's
with,
just one. I think it's just
just
on the
one.
first one. Yeah.
with the Warriors, but never sniffed in an All-Star team.
Right.
no.
That is.
Yeah.
You think RJ Davis will be able to get?
No, I don't think RJ Davis will make the league, but personally.
Say Baycott is playing what? G League?
Yeah,
Probably.
Bakehouse playing G League. Anthony's coming off the bench for the Magic.
So
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
like I said, and I really like the point guard they got now. What's his name?
I see him.
I can see him in my head. Yeah, he even has the Holiday Inn commercial.
Yeah.
Cadeau. I really like Cadeau, but he's not lived up to the hype. I mean, he's a hell of a passer, but he can't shoot a lick. And then the big recruit we got this year, out of Link, he didn't play all year.
Oh.
Doesn't even see the floor.
Oh. Huh.
So, yeah. Well, I think we probably ought to wrap it up here, gents. And please tune in next week for our who is next week? Shit, I got sidetracked now. Put all my stuff away.
I'm gonna go with
yeah. Trivia questions. Dude.
Broncos.
Broncos.
So please tune in next week for our Denver Broncos episode. Denver ought to have a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.